while. But how did you get into yoga, and then how did you start your practice or teaching it?
It came with along with the dancing the whole time. There's two kind of major reasons why I used it. One was trauma. Like I, again, had a lot of stuff going on internally and at home. And when I found yoga, it was a space of healing, and there's breathwork practices that you can do in yoga that will help you to release anxiety and emotions out of your body. And so I started doing those pretty intensely through an organization that worked, on deeper levels of healing and everything. And actually, like the breath work through yoga completely healed my trauma. Like I would have panic attacks and anxiety and things like that. And the breath work, it really just calmed my nervous system and got everything to release out of my body. So there was, there was the breakdancing. I was in a fight or flight response, I was really traumatized. I was scared. There was lots of things going on, and I was fighting through breakdancing. But I also found yoga as this place of actually re-regulating my nervous system. Like the breath work actually does the healing, and it helped me to calm my nervous system and release out of that fight or flight response. And I think I've lost a little bit of the drive to breakdance, because at the time I had that fight or flight response going on that pushed me, and I was like, I'm going to win, I'm going to do this. And I just don't have that anymore. Thing was going on inside of me. I healed it. So I don't have that need to fight.
That chip on your shoulder.
Yeah.
Yo, I feel similar. I did I meditated for a year straight after I got out of jail. And it was when I had to I was in the courts, they told me 52 weeks anger management, 52 weeks, all this stuff. And then I knew a lot of it was, and I already did meditation, but casually, because I was mindful how the benefits of it. But that year of just meditating every day straight was life changing. Yeah. Because I'm a believer of the whole breath controls the mind controls the body, or something like that. But of how powerful the breath is.
Yeah.
So when you saying that is just powerful, and it brought new meaning to to the phrase, "Dude, take a breath." Because people would tell me that when I would get pissed. I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm breathing." But the proper breathing way, and then implementing that, and then when I get triggered, even now, it's the simple pause, breathe, is just and so you can respond instead of react, is so powerful. And I'm totally with you about not having the drive to battle anymore, because I'm I feel I've chilled out. I mean, and I'm but I mean, because I battled Tabasco earlier this year, and that's probably because I had a couple of drinks. The fire came back real hard. I'm I was not ready. I was not going to lose that battle, but I mean, I don't actively seek out to try to prove myself or want to win. I just want to enjoy the art now. I just want to enjoy the art of movement. But yeah, I mean, that's part of the reason I also enjoy yoga. That's part for the recovery, but it's the involvement of the breathing and being super mindful of yourself. And I was doing it this morning for recovery. It's how when we're super present, especially with some of these poses where I can't do it, there's a lot of inner turmoil or storm happening, but I have to remain calm in the middle of it. I'm damn, this is every time I feel that, I was this is a metaphor that people need to go through. Knowing how to be calm in the middle of when there's an external storm versus internal. Yeah.
I mean, the breath work really, really helps, and it does calm the nervous system, and I've found a lot of healing in it, and I've seen a lot of my clients now heal. People really can heal from sickness and illnesses through down regulating the nervous system, because when the nervous system is heightened, all the other systems shut off. because there's some type of, problem. And so a lot of like the digestive system, the circulatory system, they will slow down. So if you can downregulate the nervous system through all these breathing practices, the other stuff turns back on, the circulatory system and the musculoskeletal system, which won't heal if I had a lot of injuries too. So I had to learn how to calm my nervous system and allow these things to heal, because the other systems will get turned off if we're in a heightened stress response.
That makes a lot of sense. Because if you're in a constant fight or flight kind of mode, I mean, it can make sense why people are experiencing some sort of anxiety and all that stuff.
But then also disease, like the anxiety then will lead to physical illness, because some of these systems are actually turning off, like so that you can be in an intensive stress response and be on alert. Like that's what the body needs to do. Is if the nervous system is heightened and you're on alert and you're on a stress response all the time, other things fall by the wayside. So the body says, oh, well, we don't need digestion right now. Oh, well, we don't need I don't know what other systems. We don't need some of the blood flow to the lower limbs, right? Or whatever. It just slows down, and then the nervous system is causing a lot of other things to go on, like heightened thought and anxiety and all of this stuff. But when all of that calms down, the other systems will balance out, and if a person has gotten to the point of disease, like the body will just start to heal itself. And so I've seen through the breath work and yoga practices, people actually healing from illnesses that they don't really know why they healed. They're just like, oh, it's gone now.
Do you think some things that people go through are just psychosomatic because it's like
absolutely.
Their body is holding on to a certain thing?
Yeah, but it's also like it will actually increase your heart rate. So it's psychosomatic, but it's real. Like someone's having an issue with their, in their relationship that's always putting them in a stress response. They're always, and they're increasing their blood pressure, they're increasing their heart rate, and so that does actually affect you physically. You're always getting into an argument with your partner, and you're always stressed out, and you're not, you're always, then your blood might not be flowing correctly. You might have high blood pressure, and then that actually will turn into physical illness.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense because my mom's dealing with my grandma right now who has dementia, and it's gotten worse. And then my grandma sometimes forgets who she is, or who my mom is, and she's just like kind of verbally attacking it, so it's getting hard on my mom, so I can see why. And part of that was, I think I shared with you guys, the whole company, that something happened with my mom, so she had to be hospitalized because of high blood pressure. So because of like the it being constantly there, aside from like I'm pretty sure for those Elias listening, I mean, there's also like the food she eats as well that can affect it. But I think a lot of factors in that, a lot of inputs can affect us as human beings, and a lot of which are subconscious decisions, like based off our beliefs and all that other stuff. We just like, just subconsciously make a choice, or we just tolerate it instead of change it.
Yeah. And, something like a yoga practice or a breathwork practice, even if you had only 20 minutes a day of a breathwork practice as part of your life, you're constantly like bringing yourself back to zero, and you're constantly down-regulating the nervous system, which will keep you sane enough to be able to handle whatever is happening.
Yeah, like when I was meditating for a year straight, I only did it as simple as like 5-10 minutes max, because I had to like, especially us working, we're like go the 5-10 minutes. And this is what I did with my previous company, Family Business, or Dad Competitive Crew. We used to family business. I was about to say feminine business. We used to meditate for 5 minutes before every rehearsal.
Oh,
like it was a must. That was for everyone to come back to baseline.
Yeah.
To not bring the stress of school, work, relationship shit, all this stuff, to come back to like baseline, to calm down, about 5 minutes to yourself, and then boom. And I would hear a lot from a lot of them. It was like, oh, we're meditating today, right? Like, oh, I'm looking forward to this meditation, because it's like probably the only me time that they had that day.
Yeah.
So, and then it's something I do intend for us in Temper Tantrum to do as well. Like to,
that'd be great.
Because it's a good, like, simple, like, just breathing, like even a simple, like, self-care tool. Doesn't require a lot. Just requires time and patience with yourself. And a lot of people just, especially within our society, it's super like, I ain't got time for that. I got to do this. I got to do X, Y, Z. But now we're in the Corona zone. Like, people have got plenty of time, and people are kind of like trying to figure out what to do with themselves. Many not doing so well. Some others have discovered old hobbies or bettering themselves.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what we used to do. It was like, even my past students who I used to teach when they were kids, like 13 through 16, I had them start meditating at that age. And then I was on a podcast with them recently, 2 weeks ago or last week. It's still one of the tools that they use today. So it's like,
yeah, that's amazing. Yeah. I mean, it's so good to have that in your toolbox.
Yeah.